All right, so good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Just let me know. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is audible.
Okay, so I'm audible. That's good. So, one thing I want to be clear about beforehand is this is going to be a fixed time for a class, 5 to 6. It's fixed time every day. We will have a class at this timing. So, just keep that in mind. And if you have any problem, let me know in advance. And the class is being recorded, so if by some reason you end up skipping the class, so you couldn't attend it, you will get the recording. Okay, I hope that's clear. So let's start. Okay, so for class, first class is our first class. So what we're going to do today is, first we're going to talk about the environment where you're going to write your code. Then we're going to talk about GitHub, how you're going to set it up. If you guys already have it, that's pretty good. If you don't, then we'll discuss it over here. Then we're going to have a little introduction about Java. And if we have time, it's going to be 1 hour class till 6 o'clock. So if we have time, we will talk about data types or we'll continue tomorrow. So, and I'm going to go as slow as possible. Feel free to ask questions. You can write it in the chat or just speak up. It's all right. Ask me to stop in between if you need to. Don't be shy. And yeah, just be as interactive as you can be. That will be good. So first, let's talk about the environment. So where you're gonna write all of this, where you're gonna code, we're gonna do everything. So if you all already have an environment set up, if you already have a code editor, if you have already worked on it, let me know which one you're working on, or if you have used one. Let me know in the chat or just speak up. It will be good.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Ma'am, right now I'm having JDK. So,
Okay, so you have written a Java program before, so you know a little bit. You've written it.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? What about Naveen sir? Naveen sir, do you have an? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, me too have JDK. I'll execute in CMD.
Okay, great. What about Lokesh sir? Lokesh sir, आपके पास है? आपने पहले कोड लिखा है जावा का?
जी मैम।
Okay. And what about G Nagalakshmi? What about you? Okay, I got a yes from there. Okay. And Suma ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I do have JDK. I will write in Notepad and compile it in JDK command prompt.
Okay. Okay, so you all know already how to compile your code, so that's good. We can move on from that. Just letting you know a little bit. So, mostly what developers have been using nowadays was like the popular thing. So, you have NetBeans, you have Eclipse, and you have VS Code. This is what I use, but for the class purposes, I will be going like teaching you all on an online editor because it's like faster and it will not lag. So these are like, you guys can like dive into it, search about it, see it a bit. These are like cool. You can not only like use Java in it, you can code other things in VS Code. You can do everything. You can even code an app if you want. You can make websites, you can do HTML, CSS, whatever you want. It's like very interactive and very fun, but very complex too. It will take time. So these are the things you can read about them, find about them in your free time, and it's nice. This is a nice one. This is over here. I guess you can see it. Yeah. So I've been using it. Um, and if for some reason, like, let's think about it, like you are not able to run your code or there's a problem, you can always move on to online compilers. Online compilers are like, you can just Google search it, Java online compiler, free online compiler. You find a bunch of them. You just write your code, run it, and it like executes itself over there. That's it. So the one I will be using to teach you all is this. It's from, I think it's from tutorials point. Yeah, it's from tutorials point, and it's it's cool. Like you just write a code over here, you execute it, and you get the result over here. So if you want to do something quick, a very short, you just want to check something, it works only if you have internet. So that's a thing to keep in mind. So these are the online compilers. So if you don't want to go through with all of, setting up environment, doing downloading JDKs and, you know, going through all those zip files, then you can just use an online compiler. But I don't recommend that. Go deep, go do as much complex stuff as you can. The more you dive into complex, the more you learn. Um, Give me a wait for a second. Give me a second. I'll just. Hello, am I audible? Sorry for that. Yeah. So now let's move on to GitHub. So how many of you have an account on GitHub? Just give me a yes in the chat.
Yes, ma'am, I do have.
Okay, so 3 people have it, and others do not. So okay. So just going over it a little bit for the ones who don't know about it. So what is GitHub? GitHub is one of the world's largest community of developers. It is an intricate platform that fosters collaboration. So it's usually like you can read it in the meantime while I'll speak. So what it is, like it's a version control. Basically, what you can do is you can version control using Git, and GitHub is where you can host your projects. So what does hosting your projects and all that mean is when you write a code in your laptop, let's say you're writing it in a PC, you're writing it in a laptop. Now you want to, have a backup of it. Like we are going very simple. It's not that simple. It's like more about it. Like if you want to have a backup, you can make an account on GitHub and you put your code over there. Now what it does is like now your code is in GitHub. You can share it with other people. You can have other people collaborating on it. Like multiple people can work on one project now on your project. And you can, if by chance let's say you lost your, the program you had in your own PC, but you can get it back from GitHub. And not only get the whole program back, you can get different versions of it. What does different version mean? Like first time you upload it, you had a hello world program. Okay, next time you updated it, you maybe wrote a one of adding 2 numbers. So now if you want to go back to the hello world, you can do that. You can go back a step in your program. You can go, you can traverse it as you want. I hope that is a bit clear. If anybody's like a bit lost, let me know. Are you all understanding what I'm trying to say? Give me a yes or a no. um can you guys hear me? Okay, you can hear me. And do you get me? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, can I repeat? Yes, I can repeat it. So what happens is, let's say you have your code in your PC, in your laptop, and what you want to do is, let's say you want different people to work on that code. Now if it's in your own computer, you cannot have people collaborating. It's in your own computer, it's on in your personal computer. So what you will do, you put your code on GitHub, you upload it on GitHub, and then you share that code with people. Now, when they edit it, it all gets saved in your GitHub file. Like everybody's working on the same file now. So that's how you collaborate. That's how it's collaborative. You can collaborate on a project. Different people can work on one project, can work on one file. And what about version control? What it does is, like you made a program about, let's say you make a program about adding 2 numbers and you put it on GitHub. Now, what you did, you made a little bit of changes, or somebody else made a change. Instead of adding, they did it to multiplying and they updated it. Now, in your computer, you have the multiplying program, right? The if you had like a file and it was about adding it and you made it to multiplying, the adding portion is gone. But now you want to go back for some reason. So what you will do, you can go to GitHub and get the previous version of it. You can go back a step and it will give you the previous version. So what happens, your code never gets lost. If you want to go back a step, you can go back. If you want to go forward again, you can do that. So that's version control. You will get a bit more of its idea when you start working on it. It is a little complicated, but if you even like use it a little bit, it's not that complicated. But if you go in deep, there are some very cool things you can do with it. You can do a lot of things, so we will do that on the way. That's why from the starting I want you to use GitHub for all of the 45 days. Every day we will be discussing something about GitHub. It's a very necessary thing to know as a developer. It's really nice. And if you guys know about open source, all the open source stuff is like on GitHub. There are open source repositories that you can contribute to. And like it says, like if you contributed to, let's say, even Google has a lot of open source projects. You guys know what open source is? Can anybody tell me what open source projects are if you know? Okay, Shweta ma'am doesn't know. Does anybody know what open source is? Available to use. All right. Somebody else? You all can speak. It doesn't matter even if it's wrong. It's all right. You can like I will feel nice that you're participating. Does anybody know? Free to use. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, free to use, available to use. Yes. So what basically open source is, like if you guys know Linux, the operating system, that's open source. Windows is not open source. Linux is open source. You can just download it and just start using it. With Windows, you need to buy Windows. All right. So what happens is these open source programs, they're usually hosted and you can find them on GitHub. Majority of them, major, like from Google, from big companies, all of them you can find on GitHub, and anybody can contribute to it. What does that mean? You can go over there, see their open source file. You can take the Linux file, you can start coding in it, and you can push your code. What does push your code means? You can contribute your code, you can put your code in that code file, and if it gets accepted, you will like your name will be over there that you have contributed to this code. So you contributed to Linux, or you contributed to Flutter, or you contributed to any other open source repository, which is big, which is a good thing to even put on a resume, that you contribute to open source projects. You It tells that you can read other people code, understand it, and even make changes in it. So you can do that on GitHub, which is actually a really good thing to even put on a resume, and even to practice, you gain a lot of knowledge. So for GitHub, this is how it looks if anybody has never seen it. So those who do not have a GitHub account yet, I asked you to do it even yesterday, but for today too, Google github.com, make an account. It's simple. You will go to create an account. You can, join it to your Gmail ID, email ID, whatever. You make it, and where you will reach is you will reach over here. This is what you'll see. You will not have all of this because you don't have any repository yet. It will be empty and it will maybe say something, I don't know. But this is where you will reach. You will have your name and you will have an image if you put, or you can have an icon like this. So this is what I want. If you already have, what I want you to do today, this is your first task for today. You will get more. This is the first one for today. I want all of you, go make a GitHub account. If you already have it, cool. Share this thing. Go to your profile. From over here, you'll go to your profile. Can you guys see it? Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
You can? Okay. So you will go over here to your profile. This will open, and then you will copy this URL. You will copy this and send and WhatsApp it in the group. All right. You'll WhatsApp this link in the group. And everybody can use it to follow each other if you want. Then you will have followers. If you don't, then it's fine. But I want you all to share this link with me in the WhatsApp group. If we end up making a Google Classroom, I'll let you know. But for now, just do it on the WhatsApp group. All right, this is your first task. This is how it looks. You have different repositories. Repositories are different folders, and let it load. Yeah, these are like different folders which have different codes in it. All right, if I can, like, I can show it to you. These are all the code files. This is an app made in Java, so we will be moving on to doing this too. In the course later on, you will be making apps using Java or websites. We'll work on all. So there are like code files in it. Let me show you if we can. Hmm. Yeah. Here. So that's how all of your code goes over here. If anybody knows a little bit of Java, you might, recognize these public class imports and public voids, right? So that's how GitHub works. So is it clear what I want you to do? Is your first task clear? Give me a yes. Everybody, I want a yes from everyone now. I'll wait till
Yes.
Yes,
everybody
ma'am.
says yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. What about others? Who is sleeping? Is somebody like asleep? I hope everybody's awake. Let me know if you guys are awake. Give me an awake in the chat. Let me know if you guys are actually listening and actually understand it. Yeah, good. Yeah, so ma'am participated. I want everybody else to do it. It's yeah, okay. You guys understood it. Very nice. Okay, great. I got one, two, three, four. Four people are awake for sure. So that's great. So now let's move on. I just wanted to be, as interactive. I will get you guys interacting in a few days for sure because that's how you will learn. So now what we are here for? We're here for Java. This was all extra stuff. So we'll move on to introducing Java. I will go from very basic, so people who already know a little bit might get a bit, don't get bored, just pay attention. And if you want to add something to what I'm saying, if you want to tell something more, you can even do that. I will really not mind it. Speak as much as you can. All right. So I'll be using this site because it's easier. There's like all this content and then it's more structured. So yeah, let's move on over here. So what is Java? Java is a programming language. Everybody knows it. That's used for programming and it's a platform. Java is a high level language. It's not, if you guys know what machine level, assembly level are, this is high level, pretty readable. Like you can read it, you can understand it. It's all in like words. It's not numbers or some random codes. It's robust. This is like a really good functionality. That's why it's been used a lot. It's pretty robust. It's, has really, if you write a proper code, it's very hard to, there are less errors and it fixes itself a lot. So it's robust and it's object oriented. This is a very important thing. We will be diving deep into it. Object oriented programming. There are objects. The whole files are structured differently. Don't worry about it right now if you don't know it, but this is an important thing. And it's secure. It's very secure. That's why a lot of great platforms use it. It's not like you can easily hack into a Java program if it's like properly structured, written. It's pretty secure. So it was developed by Sun Microsystems. A small introduction. It was a subsidiary of Oracle. If you know Oracle, Sun Microsystems. It was made in year 1995 and still Java is pretty popular. Like if you ask people, do keep on saying like moving on to Python and all that new stuff. But Java programmers are still in need. They will always be in need. So don't worry about that. It's a good thing to know Java. All right. James Gosling is known as father of Java. These are some things that you might think like it's boring. Why are we studying kind of history of it? But if you know this is actually good information, even from like your interview point of view. If somehow you get like an interview who does want to check your background like deep enough and ends up asking a question or in a group discussion, if you know it, it's a good information. So before being called Java, it was called Oak, and I think the story goes as there was an oak tree in front over there or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not. So that's what I heard. So GM Gosling as his team changed the name from Oak to Java. It moved on from being Oak to Java. Now it's called Java. Platform, any hardware software environment in which a program runs is known as a platform. So Java has a JRE. It has a runtime environment. If you guys check where you've downloaded Java, there will be this JRE, you can find it. Even as APIs, so it's called a platform because when you download the JDK, the whole JDK, you can actually run your app properly in it. So wherever you can run programs, it's called a platform. That's why it's called a programming language and a platform. This is an important information. It's not only a programming language, it's also a platform. Now we have this really basic, the ever popular, the Hello Java or Hello World program, I would like to say. I don't know why they wrote the Java. Hello World is way more popular. So we'll do it later. We'll move on for now. So there's application. According to Sun Microsystem, 3 billion devices run Java. 3 billion devices run Java. There are many devices where Java is currently used. Some of them are desktop application. These are what use Java: the Acrobat reader, your media player, your antivirus, robust, it's robust, it's secure. They use Java. Web applications, IRCTC, I think everybody knows about this, pretty popular. Java Point, the site itself uses Java. An enterprise application, banking applications use Java. Mobile, everywhere where you need security, you need robustness. You don't want data being, taken away and all that. In smart cards and robotics, that's where you will use Java. All right. Do you guys understand till now? Anybody wants to say something? Anybody else wants to ask something? Feel free to speak up if you want to. There's no problem. Don't be shy. All right. So we'll move on. If for some reason my voice cuts out in between or you cannot hear me, do let me know, all right? Don't feel shy in telling me that you cannot hear me because that's the whole point of it. You guys need to hear me. What is the meaning of robust? Okay, robust in a very easy way as you can understand is that there will be way less errors in it unless you make it. Java will not throw its own errors. Like it will not act up. If you have done everything correctly, if you do everything correctly, Java will do exactly what it needs to do over and over and over again. It will not cause problems, it will not cause errors. All right, you need to be correct. If you make mistakes, that's your problem. Java will not throw problem itself. It will. That's like a very easy way of saying it. I hope that you can understand it that way. So there are four types of Java applications. There are standalone applications, there are web application, enterprise, and mobile applications. So what we're gonna do, we will work on mobile applications a bit. I will teach you guys how to work on this. We might be working on a few of these two web applications. Sure, this Spring, if you've heard the name of Spring, it's a servlets, Spring, these things. We might move on to that, but for now we'll stick to the basics. So we will be discussing these maybe after a week or two. Mm. So yeah, so there's no need to know all of this, so we can move ahead. A little bit of history of Java, why not? Let's go through this. Yeah, so history is interesting. Java was originally designed for interactive television, but it was too advanced technology for digital cable industry at the time. So they made it for making interactive televisions, but it ended up being too advanced. The cable industry, those people couldn't, use it. They were like, this is too ahead. We cannot use it right now. So what happened? The history of Java starts with Green Team, Java team members. They were also known as Green Team, which initiated this project to develop a language for digital devices such as set-top box television. That's what it was actually made for set-top boxes, for televisions and stuff. However, it was suited for internet programming. Like they made it for something else, but figured out that it is more suitable for internet programming. And later, Java technology was incorporated by Netscape. So Netscape took it. Netscape was like a browser back then. So with this like Chrome, there's like Mozilla Firefox. It was that kind of company, Netscape. The principles for creating Java programming were simple, robust, portable, platform independent. That's what they went for. It was simple, It was robust. It was portable. Portable means you can run it on any device. I can write a Java code on my machine, take it to yours, and run it in yours. Okay. Some programming language before that could not support that, and that's like a thing you guys should know that before Java, there were some programming languages that if you write a program in your own PC, you cannot run it in your friend's PC. You have to write it again. So, but Java was portable. You could take it to any other device you want. It was platform independent, again, similar to portable. You can run it anywhere you want. Secured, high performance, multi-threading. Now, multi-threading, all the stuff we will be studying about later. Architecture neutral, object oriented, interdependent, dynamic. As we will move ahead, we'll know more of it. Don't be scared by these big terms. It was developed by James Gosling, who is known as father of Java. Again, we're going over there. Yeah, currently Java is used in internet programming, mobile devices, games, e-business solutions, etc. These where it's being used for e-businesses, Flipkart and stuff, those kind of things, for mobile devices, for your apps, for internet programming, for your websites, servlets, springs. These are all the terms you must have heard, at least if you don't know about it. If you've not heard, it's fine. You can search about it more, or we'll talk about it in the coming days. I think we'll move ahead. Why Java named oak? Oak was a symbol of strength and chosen as a national tree of many countries like USA. That's why they just went with oak. Why Java programming was named Java? So I don't think you need it. If you guys want to read about this, you can go to javapoint.com and history of Java. You will find it over there. So I think we'll skip all of this for now. The different version history, you have it over there. So there was an alpha and beta version 1995. You had JDK1 in 23rd January 1996, and now this we have moved on from to SE10 as of 2018, right? So we'll move on to the next topic. If you want to go through it, it's javapoint.com. You can go there and read more. Now, what we have are features. Now, this is important. What all features does Java have? Different kind of features. I hope you guys are listening, and I hope you are understanding. If you guys have any problem, you can ask it right now, or you can ask in tomorrow's session too. So, if you want to ask any doubt or anything in a session, what I want you to do is join exactly at 5 o'clock. We'll start a normal session by 5:10. So the starting 5 to 10 minutes would be for doubts. So if anybody ever has a doubt or wants to discuss something, join the class at 5. All right? Remember that. And you can post questions in the group. I will be answering them in the timing that I told you yesterday. So you can just use the group for that too. But if you want to in person ask me a question, you can join exactly at 5, and then we will discuss it for the first 5 to 10 minutes and then move on to our normal session. All right? Okay. So, features. The primary objective of Java programming language creation was to make it portable, simple, secure. They keep on saying these things. These are important terms: portable, simple, secure, robust. All right. Apart from this, there are also some excellent features which play important roles, and some features are it's simple, it's object oriented, it's portable, platform independent, secure, robust, architecture neutral, interdependent, interpreted. I'm sorry, high performance, multi-threaded, distributed, and dynamic. So Java is easy to learn. It's not that difficult. Though like compared to the newer programming language, if you say Python and stuff, the syntax is a little bit complicated, but once you go through the syntax, it's pretty simple. All right. Clean and easy to understand. According to Sun, Java language is a simple programming language. And why do they say that it's simple? That's what we are reading now. Java syntax is based on C++. So if anybody knows C++, you will understand Java pretty easily. Java has removed very complicated, rarely used features, pointers, operator overloading. Now these are what they're talking in context of is like the older programming languages. The languages before Java were more complex, and Java is easier compared to that. So I don't want all of you thinking that, oh, it would be easier than the newer languages. No, there are easier languages out now too. But they were built after Java. They're comparing Java with the languages which had been in the market before. So what it's saying is Java is easier compared to all those C, C++, Fortran, Basic, all those languages. They had like there's no need for pointers, there's no need for operator overloading, but they had those functions, so it got rid of that. There's no need to remove unreferenced objects. Like what you had to do is in I guess even in C, what would happen, I might be wrong if it's C or some other language, that if there's like an object, you made an array, you made an object, and now you're not using it anymore. So you would have to delete it yourself. If you don't do it, it will take unnecessary space. Java doesn't do that. Java makes, sure that your memory is managed itself. So you don't need to keep in mind your memory addresses and are you using memory properly or not. So to a point, Java will handle it itself. So that's why it's more simple. In the older languages, you had to keep in mind your memory addressing and your memory spacing and utilization and everything. In Java, you don't have to do it yourself till a point, and if you go more to more complex stuff, yeah, you might have to do it, but at a certain level, you don't have to do it. Java handles most of it. Now, what is object oriented programming? Does anybody know what is object oriented programming? What are the OOP concepts? I guess if you guys are from a computer background, you must have studied this in your school or in your colleges. I'll not ask you a question. Just let me know if you know what it is or what it's not. I'll not ask you a question, okay? Just give me a yes or no. That's it. So that at least I'll know you guys can hear me. I feel like you cannot hear me otherwise. Okay, good. Shweta ma'am knows what it is. And Naveen sir and Lokesh sir. What about Suma ma'am? Suma Satvika. She does know too. And Gina Lakshmi too. Okay, great. So you guys know a little bit what it is, but being honest, everybody keeps on forgetting. So we'll read it once more. Even I forget what it is if I'm asked out of nowhere. So Java is object oriented. Everything in Java is an object. Everything is an object in Java. Whatever you see, there are objects. You can make objects. Everything is an object. Object oriented means we organize the software as a combination of different types of objects, incorporates both data and behavior. So these are objects which will have the data in it and they will have the behavior. Behavior is how the data will act. Both the things are in one kind of file, which is an object. That's how it is. So everything is an object in Java. Right now, I'm gonna go over it. Pretty like we'll just whisk through it. And if you guys need me to go deep into any topic, so you will let me know in the group, and we will do it tomorrow. Like for object oriented, you all said you all already have a little bit of idea, so I'll just go over it lightly. If you need me to go deep into it, let me know and then I'll make sure that I incorporate it in the next class. But let me know by the evening so I can work on it for the next class. All right. Otherwise, it's a little bit of little bit difficult for me to, you know, prepare things like in a very short time. Let me know before it. So, object oriented programming is a methodology. I'm sorry, that simplifies software development and maintenance by providing some rules. Which are the rules? You have an object, you have classes, everybody knows classes, I hope. There's inheritance. Inheritance is if you have a class, you can use its features, you can use some of its elements in another class, which is a child class. So there can be like a how you have the features of your parents. You might, you might look a bit alike, you might have, similar eye color or similar other features. In the same way, it happens in Java. You can have a class which is a parent class, and then you can have a child class which extends the parent class. You will see this extends keyword in the future a lot. So, if it is extending a class, it can use the features of that class. All right. So there's polymorphism. I'm not going deep into it. It's like a big topic. There's abstraction and encapsulation. Encapsulation, you can bind all data and objects together, data and the features together. Abstraction is if the user doesn't need to know certain, no, certain, um, deep implementations, very big calculations or something. So Java will hide it. It will abstract it. You will not be coming in contact with useless information. It takes care of it. It doesn't throw huge amount of information at you. It only gives you what you need. So it's platform independent. You can run it on Mac, you can run it on Windows, you can run it on Linux, you can run it on whatever you want. It works everywhere. You can make mobile apps from Java that works in mobiles. It will work in your tablets, it will work in your watches, it can work in Android TVs too. So it's like you can run it anywhere. So you will have APIs. You can make APIs with Java, which is application programming interface, and you have runtime environment, which is your normal programming. It is secured. So if you can see this diagram, there's your operating system, then you have the JVM, which uses runtime environment of its own, and then you have the Java application. There are no useless pointers. There is no Java programs run inside a virtual machine sandbox. It doesn't, harm your system in some way. Like it's pretty secure. There's a it has the best known it's best known for security. That's why all these banking application and everything they all go through with, they use Java. Even antiviruses use Java. So you can guess how secure it will be for an antivirus software to use Java, right? Their class loader in Java is a part of the Java runtime environment or JRE, which is used to load Java classes into the Java virtual machine dynamically. Add security by separating the package for the class of the local file system from those that are imported from network sources. So the class loader makes sure when it's loading all the files into the Java virtual machine, into your JVM, it will make sure that your local files are separated from your network sourced files, the files which are not local to your system, to make sure that it doesn't have, any errors or any harmful thing in it. So that's what a class loader does. Your bytecode verifier checks the code fragments for illegal code. If there's some illegal code, there's some error, your bytecodes are not right, it's missing something, it will let you know, it will stop it. The security manager determines what resource a class can access, what it cannot access. Right now, we'll move on to robust. It means strong. It's strong. It has good memory management. It doesn't have pointers and everything. It it is automatic garbage that we talked about. So if there's something which is not being used, you don't have to search it and remove it from your code. It will do it itself. There's exception handling. Exception handling. Do you guys know about exception handling, the try and catch boxes and all those things in Java? Give me a yes if you do. Does somebody know what those try, catch box, and exception handling is? I hope it's not getting boring. Is it getting a bit boring? It's because like right now we're just going to the, through the basic stuff and the theory. Once we'll start coding, it will get more interesting. I tried to make it as interesting as possible. That's why I prepared all that file and stuff. Okay, you know what try catch was, but I forgot it. It's fine. We will when we'll do it. So try catch is like if your program throws an exception. What does an exception means? If it throws an error while running, when the program is running, if it throws an error, so what Java does, it doesn't just crash your whole program and make it stop. You can put a try and catch box, so it can be like try this part of code, and if there is an error, catch it and then like do something else, like skip the code or something, so you can like stop your code from crashing. Otherwise your application will just stop if you don't use it. So you can do that with Java. It's architecture neutral because there's no implementation dependent feature. For example, the size primitive types is fixed. Like, everything is fixed in C programming. Int 2 bytes 32 4. So what happens is like it doesn't really Java has everything predefined, your data types, their sizes and other things too. It's predefined, so it doesn't depend on anything. It's like pretty independent. It is neutral in its architecture. It doesn't need anything else. There's no calculation or anything needed. It's portable. We talked about portable. You can run it on any platform. You can write a code in your computer, run it to anybody else's computer. It's high performance. It's faster than traditional languages than C. It is still slower than a compiled C++ program. Java is interpreted language. That is why it's slower than compiled languages. Do you guys know what's the difference between interpreted and compiled? Can somebody tell me the difference between interpreted and compiled? If you don't know, just say a no, and if you know, then let me know. If you are shy to speak up, you can just type it in the chat box. Okay, Lokesh sir doesn't know what's the difference between compiled and interpreted. Does anybody else know?
Hello,
You
ma'am.
don't? What about others? What about Shweta ma'am? What about Suma ma'am? What about Naga sir? What about them? What about those people?
Hello, ma'am.
You don't know? All right, so this is another task. I will be putting all of that in the group as well. So I want you guys to figure out what's the difference between interpreted and compiled and tell it to me. Don't send the answers. I'll ask you guys tomorrow, so that you guys will speak a little bit. So it's not that hard. If you guys have done a bit of coding in a school, if you had computers, you might know a little bit about it. Might have forgotten. It's fine. So I want you guys to figure it out. Otherwise, I'll tell it tomorrow. Alright. The distributed multi-threaded dynamic, we'll go over. This is like not that much needed. We will covering all of these topics later as you move on to advanced stuff. So yeah, gonna run out of time. So I'll tell you about the task so that we don't run out of time to do it. So what I want you to do, the GitHub task. Now everybody pay attention. About everybody paying attention, I'm gonna tell it once, and I don't want to repeat the task again and again. I don't want you all asking me again and again what the task was. All right, so pay attention right now. If anybody is sleeping or not paying attention, then just wake up and listen to this. You guys need to do it. If you guys don't do your task, it will be counted as, like you guys skipped it, you guys didn't did it. So it might not be good. I'm not sure, but I am supposed to give all of you, a list about did you do the task or not as you fill up your attendance forms and stuff. So I think it will affect your final certificate if you do not interact and if you do not participate in a task and everything. So that matters because it's training plus internship. I'm guessing that's what you guys enrolled for. Um, so your training part also, you know, it matters, and I want all of you to work. And if you're not doing it, then it makes no sense too, because then you will not be learning anything. Then it will be just me revising stuff and going over it. So I want all of you working. So first task is you need to create a GitHub account. Already have it, very good. Don't have it, Google github.com, create an account. Like it's very simple. If you don't get it, you can Google how to create a GitHub account. If you still get stuck, then let me know, but try it. It's not that difficult. All right, I don't think you all should be getting stuck. You all are tech people. Then you have a GitHub account. You will share me the link of your profile. It will be something like github slash your username profile. Like it will be like that kind of URL. Let me just show you once more so that nobody gets stuck. You will go over here, click on the icon, you will go to your profile. This is the kind of page you must be seeing. You might not have all of this if it's a new account, but you will have this part. This is the page you should be at. It will be github.com slash your username. This is the URL I want. All right. Okay. Your second task is I wanted all of you to set up your IDEs, but you all already have it, so that's good. Okay. And then I want all of you to write a hello world program. We're gonna go over it in a second. Everybody will write a hello world program and share the code with me. All right. Like in the group or in the classroom, wherever it is, you will save. You guys know how to save a project. You guys have written a code. Or let's make it more simple. for today, because that will be too much. You will write a hello world program. You will run your program. You will have your output on a screen. You will take a screenshot of it and send me the screenshot in the group. How you take a screenshot in a laptop? You do control plus print screen. If you have print screen over there in your laptops or PCs, you will do control print screen. That will take a screenshot. Now you can just control V it, paste it wherever you want. All right, that's how you do it. If you don't know, so you will do control print screen, that will take a screenshot and you can paste it wherever you want. If you still get stuck, just Google how to take a screenshot in my PC or in a laptop, whatever you're using. If you want, if everybody wants to connect, you can share your LinkedIn profiles. I will share mine on the group so you guys can connect. And it's good to have connections. I like working in the IT field, it will help you a lot. Like I'm telling you, it will help you a lot in your future. Every time you can get references, you can ask people to help. People are always helpful. I will always be there, so I will share mine. If you guys have a LinkedIn profile, you can follow me. If you guys don't have it, no problem. This is not that mandatory. These three are, and I will just add the other one that we just created another task for you guys, which is compiled and interpreted. What you have to do, you have to find the difference of them, and we will discuss this tomorrow in the class itself. I hope the tasks are clear. Let me know, give me a quick yes if everybody got what the task was. Like, really quickly do it. Just send me a yes. So we'll move on to the Hello World program. Okay, I got 2 yes. What about others? Yeah, 3. I got 3 yeses. Okay. So we'll move on to our Hello World program. So first I'll just execute it so you see that it will, I hope, yeah. You got it. You got Hello World over here. All right. Now, how the program is structured? First, you have a class. Everything goes inside a class. If you're writing Java program, everything will go inside a class. You will write what you need to do is you need to write class, and this is the name of your class. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Hello World. You can call it. I can just give it my own name if I want. You can call it whatever you want. It is a class. It will still work. I hope it should. Yeah. See, it's still working. Now this thing changed. This was my class name, and it still works. Another thing, your file name and your class name should match. Like your file, which will be called whatever, your hello world.java, whatever. If I change it, see, that will change too. So the file name and your class name should be same. So if I write mango, for example, and I run it, this will change too. See? So your file name, are you guys able to see it? Is it visible? Let me zoom in a bit. Should I zoom in? I hope this is more. Yeah, I think this is better. So this, your file name should also be saved. So if you make a file and then you start writing in it, make sure your file name and your class name is same. Then you have this public means that anywhere from like the whole code files you can access this class. That's what it means. We will study about this tomorrow. This is where we will be moving on tomorrow. Then you have public static void main. This is a function, a method. Method is how you call it in Java. Now main is the method name, and this is important. Every your Java file should have one main method. This is the one that Java goes to, like when the Java program runs, it directly goes to main, and from there it moves on executing. So this is where Java, your compilers and interpreters and whatever will go to first. All right, your Java program, when it runs, it goes to main. Static means that there's no need to make an instance of the class. It will work however. We will be studying about public statics tomorrow. And then void means that it returns nothing. It returns nothing. It's not returning a value anywhere. It is just working itself. It's not giving any value. All right. So after that, we have public static void main. You can, this is like you just write it. You can even skip it. There's no problem. You can leave this for now. This is like arguments. This is a later part. And then you have your two curly braces. You will have curly braces after your class, and then you write system.out.println. This is how you print stuff to your screen. How you show whatever goes inside this is visible to the user. If there's nothing inside it, nothing will be visible over here. If this is empty, if I just remove, if we get rid of all of this and we run it, then there will be nothing visible over here. See, nothing is visible. So whatever goes here is what is visible. I hope that is clear. System is a class in Java. It's already defined, predefined classes. Java has a lot of predefined classes and it helps us. We don't have to write, the whole code for printing something. We can just use this predefined class. This is how abstraction work. You don't need to write how to use it. You just need to give the value and Java will print it itself. So this is a predefined class. Out is a variable in that class, and then print ln is a method inside that class. All right. In system, we must have a method print ln. We are calling it. I hope. I don't know if you guys know about function calling. If you don't know, don't worry. We will do all of this in the coming sessions. We will do like all of it. So this is a predefined class which Java already has it. You don't need to do anything. This is a function inside, variable inside it, and this is a function inside it, a method inside of it, like main. Like we have main over here. This must be one inside of it, and we are giving it a value of hello world, and it prints it itself on the screen. You don't need to worry about how it prints it. All right, so this is you will be writing a hello world program and sending me a screenshot of your result. All right, so now we have 3 minutes left. Any questions? Otherwise, we will wrap up the session and then we will meet tomorrow. I will send your tasks to the group so that you don't forget it. I will send it over there. So, any questions? Give me a yes or a no. If no, you have no question, you can just write a no and be quick so we can end the session. No questions? Ma'am, will you please send the curriculum on the group? You want this file or you want this file? You're talking about this file? Shweta ma'am? Entire topics like what will be going through the 45 days? That's what you want to know. I'm not pretty sure what you're asking for, that's why. Oh, do you want this file? I'm not sure. Just text me later. You want this? You're talking about this? No. All right. Just text me in personal. I don't get what you're asking. I think you're asking for the 45 days, what we're covering in 45 days. Yeah, sure. Just text me on WhatsApp and then I'll send you. Okay. So, all right. So, anything else? I'll see to the curriculums and I'll let you know how we'll be moving forward. Anything else? And I hope you guys understood what I taught you guys. Let me know if you have, you don't like the teaching style. I can totally, fix it and like make it more understandable for you. It's all about you people. It's more about you than me. All right. You guys need to understand what I'm saying. Right now, I'm going a bit slow. We'll start coding because some people don't have that much experience in your class, some people do. So, I hope you will be understanding of that. And yeah, just I will love feedback. So, if you want to, say something like you want me to change something, you want me to, teach in a little different way, do something else, maybe have different kind of tasks or whatever, let me know If you guys get stuck on any of the tasks that we have tomorrow, again, I'm repeating, you can join at exactly 5 to ask your questions to 5:05 or 5:10. And you can text on WhatsApp as well in the group itself. Text me in the group. And anything else, you can just let me know. All right. So I'll just end the session. If you have nothing else to say, you can start leaving the class. And thank you so much. Yes, we will be focusing on programming as much as we can. I'm sure today is the first lesson. That's why I didn't do that much. We will be doing more practice questions as we move on. All right. Don't be don't think about that. We will having ample amount of sessions for that, ample amount of tasks, ample discussions. Today was the first class. That's why I kept it light for some people who don't have much, knowledge, so they don't get scared of Java. I don't want you all to be scared. So I'll keep that in mind, Shweta ma'am. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, thank you. So nothing else, you guys can leave.